सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Again, on behalf of Psychology Research Unit of the Indian Statistical Institute, I welcome you all to today's program. Today we will learn why do we study the multivariate modeling in item analysis. This is very, very important. Usually in classical test, theory, we are giving importance on the univariate and the bivariate model of statistics. And we have observed that any psychological test includes many test problems, many items, and these items are interrelated with each other. And based upon this relationship, we can classify the items into different categories. And our tendency will be to find out that by the classification of items, what information we can acquire through the analysis of data. So today, before going to tell about the multivariate modeling, I like to know from you about whether you have designed any research, what is your hypothesis, what is your independent variable, what is your dependent variable, what is your moderating variable, what is your mediating variable. Then I can discuss much more. So now I am requesting first Anupama Ghosh. Anupama, are you here? Hello, Anupama. So, Anupama, do you have any research hypothesis? Okay, your net connection poor. Ankita De. Ankita,
Yes, sir. Good morning.
good morning, Ankita. Do you have any research hypothesis?
Related to item response theory, I was involved in a research to identify differential item functioning. So my research objective was to identify differential item functions, which are the items which are differential in nature, the item and person characteristics, which is measured by the item response theory models. So I was checking with several unidimensional IIT models, starting from the RASH models, and I was trying to modify the existing models to include certain parameters.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So yesterday's lecture, I think that is very much beneficial to your problem. Okay. So now I think may not be very much aware by many people what is the purpose of differential item functioning. So can you share something about?
So differential item functioning results from different groups of people who have been administered with the same item. Suppose an item of mathematics or basic science is administered to two groups of people, like from the rural region and from the urban region. So we are gauging whether this item is acting similar to the rural group as well as the urban group. If there is some difference in difficulty level or the distinguished level, then we call it a differential item functioning. So rural group acts differently from the urban group due to their experience, due to their knowledge, due to their upbringing. So we identify those causes of differential item functioning in a group. So that's the essence of the differential item functioning in item response theory.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
It's a very useful problem. It is usually called the item invariance. And nowadays, item response theory is very much used in this type of research. So thank you, Ankita.
I developed a methodology for detecting item response theory using the Z-score statistics. So it is simple in use, and whichever statistics we are using for detecting differential item statistics requires some knowledge in modeling and mathematical modeling. So my methodology was the simplest one, and I'm trying to publish it, and so you can also find it in the advanced Sage Advanced preprint server. So I can share the link with everyone. So that.
Okay, thank you, Ankita. Only thing that is when there is some standard multivariate modeling is there, so the journal may not accept the classical model. So you must be very much careful. That is when you want to publish any paper based upon your data analysis, so that your results can contribute some story, and that can be assumed as the reliable and the valid. This part is very important. So now I am requesting Ayushi. Ayushi, please. What is your research hypothesis, Ayushi?
On the side system and booster phenomenon, they have studied the relationship between
Ayushi, your voice not audible.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, Ayushi. Sound not clear. Okay. Next, I can ask Dola. Dr. Dola Majumdar, what is your research hypothesis? Hello, Dr. Dola. Dola is not here. Then I can go to the Dr. Mintu Kumar Das. Dr. Mintu. Dr. Mintu Das.
Yes, sir.
Please you update your research hypothesis. Okay, okay.
Sir, I
Okay, thank you. Madam Jitu.
Yes, sir. Very good morning, sir, and a very good morning, everybody. Sir, I just want to tell that we were studying investors' behavior earlier, that how the behavioral aspect or the behavioral benchmarks or the behavioral factors impact investors' investment decision. So we were studying like whether a particular attitude, personality, or all these factors, how these factors impacts an investor's investment decision. We have also tapped at the upcoming technologies which are coming nowadays, like like applications, how these upcoming technologies and applications are impacting investors investment decision, whether they are helping them genuinely, or they are just prompting them to invest blindly. So we were working on this thing, and we were intending to study that how behavioral factors impact investors investment decision. So this was our hypothesis, like whether there is a significant relationship between these factors, or there is no relationship with these factors on investors investment perspective.
Thank you, Gitu. It is very much related to the business analytics. And it appears to me that is you have many questions.
Yes, sir.
So please, if you try, because it is a research, so you have to limit the number of questions. Which question is very much relevant to you? You always think about that question. Here I like to share, that is, whenever you are creating the questions, you always think that is to what extent your variable can predict maximally the dependent variable or the predicted variable.
Okay, sir.
Because we have many research questions and we must be very much careful about whether your predicted variable is maximally predicted by the predicting variable or not.
Right, sir.
Otherwise, what will happen, that is, you will collect large number of data analyze the data, and finally you will find that is the predicting power of the variable is poor. Then everything will be totally lost. Okay. So you must be very much careful about selecting the predicting variable. Okay.
Noted. Noted, sir.
Now I am requesting Priyanjan Nath. Priyanjan Nath, are you here? Hello, Priyanjan. What she has written? I should put it up properly. Okay, Ayushi has written. Ayushi, are you audible now? Hello, Ayushi. I did a research on imposter phenomena. So what is imposter phenomena? Some network problem. Okay, Navneet Subba. Navneet Subba, can you tell me your hypothesis?
Actually, so I wasn't present yesterday, like I could not join properly. So I'm not in tune exactly what is happening. So I just seen yesterday's video a bit.
Okay, okay. Now, Muhammad Hafizur Rahman.
Very good morning, sir.
Yes, I have written. Achha, you have written, no?
Yes, I have also written so that each and everyone can listen it.
Sure, sure. Whether there is any effect of disability on social cohesion of older adults.
Yes.
So, your independent variable is the disability, right?
Yes.
Now, there is one psychological disability. Do you have any idea?
Sir, I am considering biopsychosocial model of disability.
What is that?
It includes biological component as well as psychological as well as social.
Okay. And the social cohesion of older adults.
Yes.
Whether it will be older adults or will be the senior people.
We are taking 50 plus population.
Achha, 50. Okay. So they are not considered as the senior people, right? They are called the older adults or elder
Yes.
adults.
Yes.
Because this old term sometimes not accepted.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. I will take care of it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So Rashi. Hello, Rashi. Okay. Lal. Madam Kimi. Lalthan Kimi.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. What is your research hypothesis?
So I did a dissertation during my master's to find the relationship between, it was during the COVID, so between COVID-19 stress and mental health. So my hypothesis was simply that there will be a relationship between COVID-19 stress and mental health.
Okay, thank you. So this topic is very much relevant nowadays, and most of the journals are accepting this type of paper. So this is very good topic. Shagnik Maiti.
Yes, sir.
Please you update your research hypothesis.
So my hypothesis is regarding the financial innovations effectiveness in financial inclusion.
Financial innovation.
Innovation.
What is financial innovation?
So it is related to anything like fintech, ATM, or any innovative idea that is regarding to the finance.
Okay, and then its effect on
Financial inclusion.
okay, very good idea. Good paper.
Thank you, sir.
This is very much relevant nowadays. When people are thinking about the exclusion, you are thinking about the inclusion. Rabindranath Tagore has given importance on the inclusion in society, and your approach is inclusion. Now requesting Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa, please update yourself, your research hypothesis.
Yes, sir.
What is your research hypothesis?
My research topic is on a study on AI, artificial intelligence tools, usage and its impact on purchase behavior of shoppers of select e-commerce companies. So here I have taken is shoppers purchase behavior in digital marketing, independent variable, and e-shoppers purchase experience is dependent variable, and mediating variable or mediator is usage of AI techniques, and age education are moderating variable or moderators. This is my study, and like this I'm doing some hypothesis in it. These are the independent variable, dependent variable, mediating and moderating variable.
Okay.
Yes.
So the students who had research on the this business analytics model, so I'm requesting all of you can think about the planned behavior theory. There is one strong theory that is a planned behavior theory. So please, you can think about. I'm requesting both Mona Lisa, Shagnik, and Gitu. They are doing research on the business analytics. So for business psychology, I can think, or financial psychology, whatever it might be. So you can think about the planned behavior model. Any idea about planned behavior model, Gitu? Do you have any idea about the planned behavior model?
No, sir. No, sir. Sorry.
Okay, okay. So if you think about the planned behavior, and it appears to me that is planned behavior theory. That is the theory of planned behavior. This is a very good approach. You can study the theory of planned behavior. Isaac Huygens, he gave the concept of the theory of reasoned action. Theory of reasoned action, later on, it is called the theory of planned behavior. So when you do any research, always you think about that is what theories you can contribute to your subject. It always you have to think, that is, in which way you can contribute some theories, some tools, some methodologies to your subject, so that your subject can grow. Okay, you always think about it. I think no one has, oh, okay, Rashmi. Rashmi,
Good morning, sir. So I've put in the chat my research study that I did in my master's.
okay. Rashmi, you have written many things now. Rashmi,
Yes, sir.
summary repetition, attachment style, mentalization and communication pattern. What is this mentalization?
So mentalization is mostly the concept is related to emotional intelligence, but it is the higher order cognition where we take into account the subjective state, that is the mental process of an individual that is related to their behavior. So why they are behaving in a particular way. So we try to understand their thought process behind it. And mentalization can be related to the self and others also. Like we try to understand why we are behaving in a certain manner or why the other person is behaving in a certain manner.
Okay, I cannot follow full because maybe it's a different approach. It appears to me it includes both the cognitive faculties as well as the emotional faculties.
Yes, sir.
So always when you write any hypothesis, your function is to operationally define. Okay. And any idea, that is why we make the operational definition of the variable.
So that the person, whoever is reading, will understand the particular definition of it and why the concept is being used in the particular research topic.
So operational variable, operational definition, especially we use for the measurement purpose. Number one. Number two, so that we can classify the variable from other variable. For example, intelligence and reasoning. The two are very much related with each other, but they are distinct. Sometimes creativity and intelligence both are related, but they are distinct. So operational definition is always important. Okay. And if you define the variable operationally, then your advantage, you can measure them, you can assess them. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Cheli Kabya. Hello, Cheli. Any research hypothesis you have? Okay. Now I am going to the multivariate statistics. Is it visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any idea about the univariate? What is called the univariate statistics?
So when we are just describing the phenomena, like the percentage of the people who are or the participants, like number of males, number of females, like the person from the rural area, person from the urban area.
Okay. Anything more? So that is for the discrete variable. Okay. When it is non-metric, at that time we can use the frequency, you can use the percentage.
Yes.
When it is metric variable, we can use
Mean or standard deviation.
the right.
Yeah.
This is called the univariate statistics.
Yes.
Achha. And do you have any idea about the bivariate statistics?
So when we analyze a particular phenomena with respect to another variable, like the example I'm giving, the level of stunting among the children by their socioeconomic background, the percentage of stunted people among the urban people and among the rural people. So here, two variables we are simultaneously addressing: stunting as well as the place of residence.
Okay, that means when we are trying to examine the cross-tabulated data,
Yes, sir.
when we are trying to examine the relationship between two variables, then we are thinking about the bivariate approach. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Now, when we are thinking about the multivariate, now you just look at the picture. What you see in this picture?
The different three
Yes, three.
three circles, and these are intersecting, and the yellow and sorry, the blue and the red intersection has white and pink, and the green and red has intersection of white and yellow.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Any
the
other
common,
thing? Very good. Any other thing, Gitu, Shagni, Monalisha?
Uh, Sir, like you have just said, just in line with that only, in univariate, like we have only one variable, so we just study one variable. And bivariate, we study two variables, the relationship between the two variables, the causal relationship or any kind of relationship. Here in front of our screen, we can see that like more than two variables are there, like three, like in the image, if I'll refer to, we are having three colors. So three colors are there which are coinciding with each other. So we can just say that if we are studying more than two variables, that can be considered as, I'm not sure, but that can be considered as multivariate, study, where we study the relationship between more than two variables. This is what I perceive. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Gitu, any other observation? Any other observation? Rashmi,
The picture depicts here the relationship between three variables.
okay, these three variable issue, that is true. Any other observation? Have you observed any other thing?
Sir, I have observed more number of colors and three circles intercepting with each other.
Very good, Monarisha. Good observation.
Thank you, sir.
What does it mean? That means each variable has own property. In statistics, we can say that is each variable has own variance. Okay. And when the variable is related to other variables, some properties of both variables, they can create the new variable. Okay. So here you can find out red, green, and blue. And when they are correlated with each other, all of them accounted for some amount of variance to the new product. Is it clear on any question? Hello, students. Do you have any question?
So clear, it is clear.
So this is the beauty of the multivariate model. That means each, specifically in case of the item analysis, each item has own property. And when you are computing the total score, that means you are considering the association of other item properties. Okay. Now you go to this text. MBS refers to the set of statistical tools that simultaneously analyze multiple measurements on each individual or object under investigation. So it is the linear combination of variables with empirically determined weights. So this weight is important. For example, you are measuring the mental health. Okay. And you have coined several items about the mental health. And you have noted that each item is good. Following the goodness of it, you can find that is the each item is good. But when you are correlating the items, you have noted that is the all items are not similarly related with each other. Therefore, you can classify the different structures of the items. Okay, you can explore different structures of items. For example, here one is talking about the mentalization in marital relationship. And she is talking about the cognitive approach, emotional regulation. Again, the attachment style. So the problem lies here that maybe this attachment style and this mentalization, they are very much related with each other. In some way. Therefore, there is a chance of redundancy. Do you have any idea about the redundancy error? Hello. What do you mean by the redundancy? In social science, we are using multiple constructs. And these constructs, sometimes they are related with each other highly. Maybe the correlation is 0.9. So what does it indicate? It indicates the redundancy error. So this redundancy error, it can be checked when you will apply the multivariate statistics. Okay? Is it clear? Now I am coming to another slide. So what is the assumption of the multivariate regression model? Number one, the relationship should be linear. Number two, homoscedasticity. they will be related with each other. Interval or near interval data, untruncated variable, proper specification of the model, lack of high multicollinearity, and multivariate normality for purposes of hypothesis testing. So these are the assumptions. So when you will examine the relation between the variables or among the variables, and you are trying to examine the weight. So you are considering the regression factor. So multivariate model for item analysis. Multivariate model helps researcher to develop insight about possible impact of rejecting individual item on the set of items in which specific items belongs to. This is specifically true when researcher assumes interdependence among the sets of items. When questionnaire assesses multi-traits, multivariate analysis helps to understand the latent structure or inherent relations among the different traits. So it represents the psychological map of the respondents. So here you can find out the three items are there. When these three items, they are intercorrelated, okay, you are getting some latent relationship, latent structure. So this is the latent structure. Okay.
So what do you mean by latent structure here?
Latent structure means inherent traits or inherent ability. So one can tell many things, and finally you will find that is all things are related to the personality. So what is the latent structure? Latent structure is the personality. So you have collected many data from the employees about their attitude to the job. And finally, you have noted that is whatever their attitudes to the job, that can be classified into two categories. One factor is the hygienic, another one is the motivating factor. So that is your latent structure. And as a social scientist, we have to pay much attention to the latent structure rather than the observed variable. Okay, and this latent variable or latent structure basically predicts our change in the behavior. So any sort of dependent variable that is changed by the latent structure. So as a psychologist or as a scientist, as a social scientist, you have to explore the latent structure. Latent is most important part. Therefore, when we apply the multivariate model, then you will find this latent relationship. Okay. For example, in the analysis of personality. We can find, okay, some people, they are introverted, some people are extroverted. That's all. And to assess the introverted people, you have the 30 items, extroverted another 20 items or 30 items, like that. But all the items have own observed property. But when they are related with each other, they are forming another property. So that property is the inherent relationship among all the items. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Just clear. Thank you so much.
So now it is the reliability analysis. So what you find here, what you see, hello.
You're seeing the lotus flower that is floating in the pond. There is some consistency we are seeing. Consistency in floating in the river or pond, sir.
Right. Now you imagine, that is, I will cut out, okay, the original lotus flower. And I will present you only this image. And if I ask you, that is, can you tell me what is the image of this? Then what is the possibility for response? Because the flower sign is not there. This flower image will not be there. Only this color is there. Then what you can say?
Difficult to say, difficult to identify.
Difficult to identify.
The color is visible.
That means when your test is reliable, okay, then just reading only one item or few items, you can tell that these items are measuring this particular construct. Okay. So if there is no internal consistency among the items, then it becomes very difficult for you to predict that is what it measures. Is it clear? So this is the most important part. Now in reliability analysis, usually we follow the bivariate approach. So we are following the correlation. Okay, that is period 1 and period 2. The data you have, and you are making correlation. So once upon a time, I observed that when we are doing only this correlation, we are basically missing the item properties. Therefore, I have applied one multivariate model. So this is the test retest reliability 8 months interval. And I am trying to find out whether the items are consistent in measuring the response between the periods or not. Okay. And if not, then what factors are contributing? So here you can find out 6 items are there. In both cases, 6 items are there. And I am trying to find out whether the structure, this is the multivariate approach. This is called the dendrogram. Whether the structure of the items of the first period and the second period differ or not. So this is very important when you want to study the test retest reliability. This is another study. This is another study. I collected data from the 72 students through my questionnaire, reading motivation questionnaire, and after 8 months, this is the. So what I have noted, that is these 2 items, sorry, 1, 2, 3 items. These 3 items, they are patterned. After 8 months, same. Okay. And after 8 months, these 4 items, they are patterned almost same. Little bit different is there. Okay. So this is again test retest reliability following the multivariate model. Is it clear?
So what does this number indicate, the table below the figure?
This is the Euclidean distance.
Okay,
So
how to
when
interpret
you
it?
want to do the analysis, then you have to study the Euclidean distance. Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
Sir, is it necessary, like, is there some time frame, like you have taken 8 months for 8 months gap for test retest multi-trait consistency check? So is there any timeline or a minimum time frame which we should, consider for this?
Yeah, minimum timeline is at least 1 week.
1 week gap. Okay.
1 week gap.
Okay.
But
Okay.
if you are interested to find out, that is some more time gap, maybe you will get another interesting result. So it depends upon your own approach.
Right, sir. Right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So this is the Euclidean distance. So Euclidean distance, it can be done very easily. So initially it is the d square. D square means score of the period 1 minus score of the period 2, and then square. Okay. After that, you will get the summation d square and divided by the number of observation. Then you can get this Euclidean distance. And based upon this Euclidean distance, this dendrogram is prepared. Okay. Now this distance, okay. Now here you can find out the difference. This is the Euclidean distance. And there is one app. One is the knowledge. And you will find this distance is relatively less in comparison with the other items. That means this variable and this variable and this variable. So these three variables, somehow they are related with each other. Is it clear? So your observed variables are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Your observed variables are 7. Okay. And these 7 variables, when you are trying to find out the Euclidean distance, then you have noted that is some variables, they are very close to each other, and some variables are far away from each other. Okay. So this is the advantage if you use the multivariate model. So this is I have done using the time gap. Is it clear to all of you? Hello.
Yes, sir, it is clear. Thank you so much.
One has told me about I think Ankita. Ankita, you can think about when you are thinking about the differential item functioning.
Yes, sir.
Then again think about the interval. Okay. So if you consider the interval, then possibly you can understand much more.
Yes, sir. Definitely will do it.
Time is the factor.
Sir, one query is that from a statistician's perspective, we have the kind of diagram is called the dendrogram in clustering technique. So I found it very interesting that dendrogram can be applied in the test-retest multi-thread consistency. So the same dendrogram is, this graph is called dendrogram only in this particular context, or it has some other name?
No, it is called the dendrogram.
Okay.
There are two types of cluster analysis. One is the hierarchical cluster analysis. Another one is the non-hierarchical. And this is based upon the hierarchical cluster analysis. In hierarchical cluster analysis, it is just, you can think about Tagore's assumption, Rabindranath Tagore. So Rabindranath Tagore, he thought about the consciousness is unbounded. Okay, so there is no name.
Yes.
So if there is no name, then when the changes are occurring inside me, and based upon that changes, we can find out the relationship among the changes. And based upon that, we can give the name. But actually there is no name. So when you assign the name, then the beauty of that consciousness that is lost. So
right, sir.
That's the vision of Rabindranath Tagore.
Thank you so much.
What is this? Navneet?
The Last Supper.
This is The Last Supper by Michelangelo.
It's a very famous.
Yes, sir.
What does it mean? All items do not behave in same fashion always. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So today, who said you, I love you, tomorrow he can say you, I hate you.
Yes, sir. Judas.
Yes. Okay. So all items do not behave in same fashion always. So what is important? You have to identify the inconsistent items in the set across periods. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is vital. When you are talking about the item invariance, it is not the only the cross-sectional time. You can think about the longitudinal aspect also. What is this?
Incomplete picture, sir.
Incomplete picture. Okay. Any more thing?
The child is smiling.
You don't get the whole idea of what the picture is trying to portray, sir. All items do not reflect the same content.
Anything more?
My face, ears in eyes.
Anything more?
Sir, the baby's teeth is not similar, the upper and lower teeth.
Yes, you just look at the baby's eye, baby's face, baby's mouth, baby's smile, baby's nose. Okay. So just you imagine that this is the questionnaire. Okay, this smile. So the upper part, how many teeth are there? How many are teeth there?
Roughly 3 we can see.
Roughly 3. And in the lower part?
More than 3, sir.
Okay. And the typical smile and this curvature, upper curvature and the lower curvature, have you noted?
Different.
Not even, sir. Like upper does not match with the lower. It seems just the opposite of the lower, sir.
Okay. Again, if you think about the eye shape, what and the upper.
Again, sir, upper and lower are inconsistent.
Okay. So what is important? That is, there are some questions, and that questions do not have any difficulty order. For example, speed test. It does not have any difficulty order. But if it is related to the power test, ability test, then you will find the difficulty. Okay. Therefore, you have to order the items in such a manner so that the upper half and the lower half, they will be correlated with each other. Again, the even number items and the odd number items, they must be related with each other. Is it clear?
But why, sir? Why should we make this upper and half related and even and odd?
This indicates that is to what extent your items are internally consistent. Okay. Now, this is the multivariate model. This is once upon a time I thought of this multivariate model. That is, can we apply the canonical correlation? But I do not have that type of data, so I have not done this study. So if you have the data, then you can do this analysis. That is a split up canonical correlation. So what is canonical correlation? When you have two sets of variables, and both sets includes multiple items, then you can do this canonical correlation. So what does it mean? That means your first set, the items are there, and those items are developing one structure. And in the second set, the items are there, and you are developing another structure of that item. So to what extent these two latent structures, they are correlated with each other. So that is called the canonical correlation. This is also related to the internal consistency. And you will find, if you just think about the right side and the left side, is the style of the dance that is very much consistent. So now I'm coming to the validity. What is this? What you see?
Trying to the child playing doctor trying to predict the disease, just like questionnaire trying to predict the change in criteria.
Correct, correct. So when you are developing the questionnaire only the reliability is not okay. You have to think about the validity part. So whether this questionnaire can make any difference or not. So this is the most important part in case of the validity. So the types of validity broadly contain construct and criterion. Content includes expert judgment, item total correlation. Currently, expert judgment is used by the ICC. Okay. And it is available by SPSS. This is the construct. It includes the factorial validity, convergent validity, and the divergent discrimination validity. Next one is the criterion validity. It includes the concurrent and the predictive validity. Now I am going to the slowly. So this is the content validity. What you find? Hello, what you see?
Flowers of different colors. That means they are different, and the solar system where each planet revolves around the sun in different at different lengths and at different what to say, sir, different time periods.
Yes. But have you observed that Pluto behaves differently? Okay. So when you want to study the content validity of the item, you have to study, that is, all the items are behaving same way or not. Now they are the flowers, but they have the different colors. So what does it mean? It means they are the gathering of items, cluster of the items. And the latent relationship is that they are flowers. Okay. What is this?
Swami Vivekananda in the Parliament of Religions, I think in San Francisco, sir. And people of different faiths coming together to talk about religion, sir. So we are measuring the same variable, that is faith, but different people have different interpretations because they belong to different religions. So the same variable provides different results, sir.
Thank you. So what is important? In case of the selection, in case of the training, placement, counseling and guidance, you have to use the questionnaire which has good predictive validity. So if you use the questionnaire having the predictive validity high, then you can give better information to the counselor. Now, what is this? Hello. This is called the concurrent validity. So when you collect the data, simultaneously you collect the data with two instruments measuring similar construct. Suppose you are trying to design one questionnaire that is measuring trait anxiety. Then it is my suggestion to administer the trait anxiety questionnaire as well as the another questionnaire, that is EPQ, Eysenck Personality Questionnaire. And if you find your trait anxiety questionnaire score and the neuroticism score of PPQ, they are highly correlated with each other, then you can say that is your questionnaire is good questionnaire. What you see? Just you imagine multiple items are there. Okay. And they are measuring same research construct. So this is called the construct validity. This is another model that I have published. That is the item rating correspondence. So 14 items are there and the response categories are there. 5 response categories. It is maybe same like it. No, 6 response categories are there. And I applied the correspondence analysis. Correspondence analysis is called as the principal component analysis of the discrete data. Okay. And I have noted that only there are two factors are there. That means 14 items are there. And these 14 items, when they are related with each other, they are providing only the two factors. This is another analysis. Seven variables are there. And 7 response categories are there. So when I am trying to associate them with each other, then I get two broad factors. This is one factor, and this side is another factor. And I have noted that the rating categories are different for the items. So again, by using the correspondence analysis, you can explore the latent structure. I think this is clear to all of you. So this is another research. Here I have applied the discriminant function analysis for validation of school infrastructure questionnaire. So attitude towards school infrastructure questionnaire was administered to the students of primary schools with good and poor infrastructures. Good and poor criteria was determined by the 8 indices available in District Information System of Education. Based on median rank, schools were classified into high and low infrastructure categories. So stepwise discriminant function analysis extracted 5 most important attitudes, namely reliability, equal opportunity, comfort, safety, cleanliness, in predicting differences between good and poor infrastructure schools. The overall classification accuracy is 82.8%. This suggests high predictive capacity of the discriminant function obtained. Okay. So these are some of my studies through which I am trying to explain you the multivariate model that you can apply for the item analysis. Okay. Thank you. Do you have any question?
Thank you, sir. Not from my side.
Okay, thank you. Navneet. So again, we'll sit together at 1 p.m. Okay. Sorry, not the 1 p.m. 1 p.m. At 2 p.m.
Sir, I have one question, sir.
Sure.
Sir, what is untruncated variable, sir?
Untruncated variable means
Yes.
If it is a non-metric data, okay, then it is the truncated variable. So you are classifying. But when it is an interval scale, when it is a continuous distribution, that is untruncated. Because the two variables, they are linearly related with each other. So when you want to find out the linear relationship, there should not be any truncated variable. Okay.
No correlation means untruncated.
No, it is not like that. Truncated means categorical, basically. For example, you are trying to study the job satisfaction with employee engagement. And your job satisfaction questionnaire, that is basically your attitude scale. And employee engagement, again, it is attitude scale. Both are the 5-point rating scale. Okay. And the distribution is same. Both are in the 5-point rating scale. So that means it is non-truncated. Okay. And truncated means you are categorizing that these people, they are at the higher level, these people at the lower level, these people at the middle level. Then you cannot do the correlation. Then you can follow the frequency distribution, percentage, cross tabulation, etc. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So now I am requesting Ruchira. Please you make announcement.
Okay, so then we'll again resume our workshop from 2 p.m. You can have your lunch break now. And from 2 p.m. we'll have the introduction to our studio class. And then some assignments will be given, which you'll have to solve as much as possible. We'll give you some assignments, which you have to solve it in art, just basic some assignments. Okay. Thank you, everyone.